Good afternoon, I'm Vashon Brown with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. Residents of Vineyard Town, St. Andrew are fuming over the decision by the Health Ministry to use the St. Joseph's Hospital as a quarantine facility for the coronavirus. They sought to highlight their concerns on Sunday afternoon at a meeting with the Ministry of Health. TVJ's Prince Moore reports.
A heated exchange Sunday afternoon between residents of Vineyard Town and the technocrats in the Ministry of Health. This after the St. Joseph's Hospital was declared a quarantine area for the ministry to treat with the novel coronavirus 2019. The meeting erupted in chaos following this statement from a resident.
I know of a case that is in Vineyard Town here. I know a person who has been to China and is quarantined at home. How do we guarantee that she stays at home and not come outside to infect others?
There is no one in this country with the coronavirus.
That comment drew the ire of those gathered at the meeting.
If you know, show me your evidence. Show me your evidence. You were not listening. What the lady said was that she knows of someone who came back from China and was walking up and down in the community. She never said.
The resident further clarified her question, asking how can the ministry ensure that someone who travels from China and is being quarantined at home stays indoors.
At no time did she say she knows anybody in the community with the coronavirus. So I don't want anybody to leave here and say that anybody in Vineyard Town have the coronavirus.
But chief among the residents' grouses was the designation of the St. Joseph's Hospital as a quarantine facility.
You know that we're not going to do this. One never consult the ministers and say to them that we would like to come to St. Joseph, get to the Vineyard Town Citizen Association, sensitize the community of a meeting first, or shove it down the throat, and we must come take it like Sunday dinner.
Mr. Bryan was about to answer when this resident sought to get her point across.
I have absolutely no problem apologizing to the community for the fact that we had to act. Okay. Fort Augustus Prison. Hold on. Let me. Are you going? Several options are examined, and as I pointed out before, when we look at all the facilities that we have that can be used to facilitate quarantine, this was the best option.
Prince Moore, TVJ News.
In the meantime, the outbreak of the coronavirus 2019 death toll continues to rise, with 910 deaths and the confirmed cases now reaching over 40,000 worldwide. That means the coronavirus has officially killed more people than the SARS pandemic of 2003, previously one of the worst medical crises in recent Chinese history. The vast majority of the deaths have been in mainland China. Other news now, teachers will be again asked to do more to help make schools safer. This following an announcement by the Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck. Mr. Chuck wants selected educators in the schools to be trained in restorative justice so that they can help students resolve their disputes in more peaceful ways. Mr. Chuck was speaking at the 11th Annual Restorative Justice Conference recently.
They're going to be training the senior teachers, headmaster guidance counselors over this year, going into next year. So we're going to map it out that every school will have at least 3 restorative justice facilitators. And when we achieve that, we're going to ensure that at least one school can have a restorative justice trainer, not only to train more facilitators, but to introduce all the students to restorative justice.
Meanwhile, Mr. Chuck said the Justice Ministry is working to change the plea bargaining law to facilitate certain offenders. It's an initiative he believes will help to create a better society. Mr. Chuck said expanding the law will only allow deserving cases to be expunged.
I'm looking at how we can change the law so that deserving cases are expunged, not 100% expunged, especially for the violent crimes. They will be expunged so that they can have a clean record, because there are many persons who, when they were in their teens or early 20s, committed crimes, and they tell me, they have to be lying to get a job.
The Justice Minister explained that the move comes amid complaints from persons who have criminal records from as far back as 20 years and are unable to get a job because of their criminal past.
Some of them are taxi drivers, and they tell me when the hotel find out that 20 years ago they had a criminal record, they lose the work. Or they can't get a job because they have a criminal record, even though for 10, 15, many times 20 years, they have been trying to go straight. And I said, these are the deserving cases that I really would like to expand the law so that many of these can get a second chance.
And it's now time for a break, but stay with us. More stories right after these messages. Welcome back, and we're continuing the news now. A new police station is now being constructed in Port Maria, St. Mary. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chan made the announcement at a ceremony which was held on Friday in the town. Dr. Chang said several challenges, including land acquisition, hindered the facility's construction, which was slated to begin in 2018. He said despite the setbacks, the government is committed to enhancing infrastructure to provide an improved working environment for the security forces.
We are not only fixing the buildings, we're ensuring that the police officers will have adequate tools to move around coming on stream this year, not only in terms personally, they should have non-lethal weaponry to walk with, tasers, pepper sprays. Some of the men in the patrol division, the special operations division, will have new uniforms that are more appropriate for their work today and carry the kind of equipment that they require to operate. And as you go beyond that, we intend to provide them at the station with adequate resources in terms of computers, communication, and generally expanding their capacity using modern technology.
The new building is estimated to cost $250 million and will house the police's Era 2 headquarters, which covers the parishes of St. Mary, St. Anne and Portland. It is to be funded by the National Housing Trust, NHT, in keeping with a mandate to build and repair police stations within 10 miles of NHT housing schemes. In the meantime, Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson said the new facility will symbolize a strengthened relationship between citizens and the police.
It's a good place to start improving. Not that we have a bad relationship, no, but it's a good place to keep on improving that relationship so that our officers have somewhere that is suitable to do policing from, and that you as citizens should feel comfortable coming there and interacting with the police. And that's our commitment to you.
The Port Maria Police Station is one of 60 stations being targeted across the country under the Protect, Rebuild, Overhaul and Construct program. It is expected to be completed by December 2020. Efforts are being made to curtail the recent flare-up of violence in Augustown, St. Andrew. In recent weeks, there have been a number of shootings and killings in the community. This has affected the lives of students who attend universities in the area and businesses in the community. Member of Parliament for East St. Andrew, Favour Williams, says Sunday's meeting is another attempt to bring some semblance of peace to the community.
It has become really, really frustrating for the residents. At nights, they are awoken by gunshots. And just recently, in the last 2 weeks, there was a murder here broad daylight, 10 a.m. in the morning. Couple of guys on foot with gun just walked into her hermitage, walked into the house where the guy lived, shot him dead. They said about 7 or 8 shots, and then just walked out.
Mrs. Williams says no effort will be spared in restoring peace and order in the community as the level of violence is getting out of control.
We're not going to let these little guys, I mean, it's not men, they call them men, but they're not. They're young 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds with an illegal gun that just wreak mayhem.
In the meantime, UWI Guild President Christina Williams says the community should protect its investment, the students.
But we talk a lot about faith and hope. But what does the Bible say? Without work. Faith without work is death. Literal death. So if we sit here as community members, as parents, as community leaders, as those in the school and the church, and we just pray and there's no work, there will still be death. And if as parents we say we just pray and we don't watch our children and ensure they don't become delinquents or don't turn to crime, there will be death.
Time now for sports. Two-time World Junior Champion Jahil Hyde and the 2017 World Championship bronze medalist Rista Nana Tracy were among the highlights at Saturday's 16th Camperdown Classics at the National Stadium. Here is TVJ's Jermaine Brown.
Having endured an inconsistent last 2 seasons, during which he failed to make Jamaica's Doha World Championship team and has once again switched training camps, Jahil Hyde announced a semblance of a return to form. The two-time World Junior 400-meter hurdles champion clocked a personal best 46.47 seconds to win his heat and the overall men's 400 meters. He won ahead of World Championship mile relay medalist Terry Thomas, who was second in 47.40, and former World 100-meter champion Johan Blake, who was third in 48.24. Hyde, who is now training at the Swept Track Club, had a previous best of 46.66 over 400 meters set back in 2016. Incidentally, that was the last time he also ran a personal best for the 400-meter hurdles.
This year we're just paying a little more attention to detail and taking it one step at a time, getting stronger and better each week and still learning. So I think that this race today was just as a result of what we've been doing so far in training.
Meanwhile, a slimmer-looking Blake says it's a part of his new approach.
First and foremost, I have to give God thanks. I just finished running in Doha the other day, and to start back training pretty late. I feel really good. I've been training really well. Me and Gregory and Mr. Ferran has been working assiduously for this 400, and I feel pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It's my first run in over a year over the 400. I'm just looking forward to some more.
2019 Boys Champs 100-meter winner Oblique Seville, formerly of Calabar, now at the Racers Track Club, was also impressive as he posted a personal best of 48.23 for second in his heat behind former World Youth 400-meter finalist Anthony Cox. And 2017 World Championship 400-meter hurdles bronze medalist Rista Nana Tracy clocked an encouraging 53.97 to win her heat and the overall women's 400 meters. She won ahead of Samantha James at 54.55 and Dejanay Oakley 54.67. Tracy, who has also endured a challenging last 2 seasons, says she was pleased with her outing.
I am pleased in some aspects, being as I opened my season with 54I last season. So to come here and to actually open faster, I think that's a plus.
Meanwhile, a total of 10 records were broken at the 16th staging of the meet. Jermaine Brown reporting for TVJ Sports.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Join us at 7 for Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a wonderful afternoon.